Why do you want French citizenship? Carefully think about your response to this question. Tell the truth. Consider answers like, all my social, professional, personal ties are here in France. In fact, my life is here in France. In addition, my financial assets and retirement plans are in France. I contribute to the French economy by spending most of my income here. I have huge financial investments in France. For me, acquiring French citizenship will be like making official what I am already. I feel French. I love France dearly. I love the language and the culture, and I would never feel fully integrated unless I acquire French citizenship and therefore the right to vote. Now, please bear in mind that some candidates have been denied citizenship because they were unable to prove that most of their financial assets or interests were in France rather than their home country. You must never give the impression that you are applying for French citizenship because you are desperate or want to profit from acquiring it. Imagine if a candidate says, the prefecture stresses me a lot each time I come for administrative reasons like renewing work permits, and so I want to become French so I would no longer have to come here. Or acquiring French citizenship will make it easier for me to go work in another country, or is required for other administrative reasons like wanting the EU passport to enable me travel to many countries around the world without requiring a visa. In the above cases, the candidate is shooting himself or herself in the foot. French citizenship is required based on merit and should not be requested just because you feel it will simplify your life. When asked, why do you want to become French? You should rather interpret it as why you feel you deserve French citizenship. That way, the question becomes easier to answer as you'll be focusing on your strong points. Remember John F. Kennedy's famous words, ask not what your country can do for you, ask what you can do for your country. So reflect on this as you prepare your answer. Think about what you can do for France. What does France represent for you? Here you can talk about the rich history, culture of France. You can talk about the rich literature that France has got. Talk about the wonderful things that you can find in France. So for instance, freedom. Talk about the fact that France is a secular country. You can talk about the position of France in the world. You can talk about important events that have placed the country, France, on the world map. You can talk about the revolution, talk about the Declaration of Human Rights, and basically all the things that would make you feel proud to become French. Are you married? Or do you have a partner? You're expected to provide an honest answer to this question. Does your partner live with you? It's important to remember that it is preferable for your partner to live with you in France. If your partner lives in a different country, this might be a very big issue when you plan to apply for French citizenship. Does your partner plan to apply for French citizenship with you? And if this is not the case, why? Have you got kids? And if not, do you plan to have kids in the future? Yes, we've got kids. What are your financial or material links with France? We have got a house here in France. We've got our friends in France. Our children are currently being educated in France. Our professional life is here in France. Who takes care of the kids at home and who takes care of the household chores? So we participate together and equally in household chores. We also take care of the kids together. Who cooks at home? And do you prepare French dishes at home? We share cooking duties equally, and at home, ratatouille is a favorite. Tell us about a French dish that you like. So we love ratatouille a lot, and I know how to prepare it. I know the ingredients. So what activities do you take part in with your partner? What are your hobbies? So we love discovering cultures and monuments in our region, Normandy, and also across France. We have completed several road trips in La Manche. We have also visited key monuments in the Normandy region. What languages do you speak at work? And also, what languages do you speak on a daily basis? I speak English and French at home, and I speak the same languages on a daily basis. Do you practice any religion? Yes, I am a Christian, and attending church services has enabled me to meet many French people. It has also provided an opportunity for me to practice my French. What are your hobbies? Cooking, traveling, and sports. When did you come to France? I have been living in France since 2015. What brought you to France? Work. Can you provide a brief summary of your life here in France since you arrived? I have been on permanent full-time employment since arriving in France. I have 3 kids born here in France. Where did you learn to speak French? In the UK and then in France. Now, the B1 grade obtained in the language test is not sufficient to prove that you really have acquired the B1 level. You must be able to describe past, present, or future events and provide your opinions on different issues such as democracy, religion, freedom of speech, and other current affairs. Give us a brief summary of your career history and possibly plans for the future. I am currently employed on a permanent basis, so I've got a CDE. Are you on a permanent contract? Since when? And tell us a little bit about what exactly it is that you do. I am on a permanent contract, so a CDE since 2015. I am a medical doctor. Does your wife or your husband work? If not, why? In this case, yes, she does work. For how long have you been studying French? Since 2009. Do you speak other languages? Which ones? Yes, I do. I speak English. Do you speak French at work? Yes, I do. Which language do you consider the easiest and why? English is the easiest because English words are easy to spell compared to most other languages. Secondly, none of the grammatical rules have any exceptions. Thirdly, it has words that are easy for foreigners to pronounce, like the TH, the AE, the W, unlike difficult languages that have such bizarre tongue-twisting sounds. It also has a very small vocabulary containing many words that are derived from other languages. What are your rights as an employee in France? So, the code de travail, les accords collectifs, et le contrat de travail provide references if you want to find out more about the rights and the obligations of an employee. So basically, you'll be looking at the employee rights, and also as an employee, you should be assigned a task which is as per the specification or as per agreed schedules. The employee must be paid a salary which corresponds to the work that he or she has performed. The employee must be adequately compensated for any overtime. The employee must be paid vacation or RTT where necessary. So there must be an assurance that the clauses of the contract must be respected. So the employee should sign a contract that respects the labor code, so the code de travail. And also the contract must respect the accord collectif, so the collective agreement. The employee must benefit from some form of social security coverage or even some form of mutual assurance company coverage. Do you participate in social activities within your locality? Yes, I do. I participate in several. A very good example is La Fête du Voisin, which has provided an opportunity for me to meet French people, practice my French, and also an opportunity to discover different French cuisine. What languages do people in your close circle speak? Your family, your friends, people close to you. What languages do they speak? Okay. We've got French, we've got Italian, we've got Spanish, we've got English, and many more.